Right, so we have just been given our first disrupt fan ability here, which gives us access to a new part of the city. So now we're heading out into the southern part of downtown, which is a part we didn't have access to before. So. And that's just, in general, what's going to happen throughout the game. Like, we expand by getting more gadgets and stuff. Hello. Goodbye. Let's see here. There are lag spikes and level streaming issues. Yes, it is a beta. We know about stuff in this beta that we have since fixed and stuff that we're still working on fixing. The whoa!
All right, I'm in position. I'll wait for you here.
But yeah, we have, there's stuff in this that doesn't run perfectly, and we're working on getting it to run as good as we possibly can.
The less you know, the better. It's for a good cause, though. I promise. I swear I'm running the goddamn.
In the final game, will there be a day-night or weather cycle? There's no weather. There's a day-night cycle. That's in this beta actually, but it's locked to your progression. Why did I go here? I'm one level too high. Here we go. And now we actually hit the swing pipe that I was trying to hit the last time. Why are the guards so bad at fighting? Well, it's sort of part of the explanation that you get in the beginning of the game that we passed a while back. Like basically, they're sort of like the goons of Kasek. Not that highly trained. What's favorite area in the beta? Actually, the mission that we just came out of back in the game is I really like that part of the game. Are you doing some art in this? And if so, how are you so good? I am not an artist. I am very much not an artist, and I'm not doing any art in this. I'm sort of close to level design in some aspects, so I've done some of the design, scripting, and timing, and that kind of stuff. I've done camera work, I've done like technical stuff, streaming, all kinds of stuff, but no art. Let me answer a few more questions before we head into Mischief Maker here. If you don't mind talking about it, how did you come about working on a Mirror's Edge Catalyst? I've been working at DICE for, like I said, almost 11 years. I've worked on a lot of Battlefield titles, and basically, after Battlefield 4, I basically said, hey, I would like to make another type of game for change, and so made this game. The beta is restricted to downtown and some missions. That is correct. We can open the map actually. We have the Trammer Drive here and Centurion Yards and Concord Plaza. This is the extent of downtown, basically the parts that are in the beta. Did I also work on the first game? No, I did not. I watched your stream on YouTube and somebody said you were Swedish and can speak the language. That is true, yes. I am Swedish. DICE is based, DICE, the studio, started up in Stockholm. There's a DICE LA studio now too, but the one I work at is in Stockholm. Will there be a level builder? No. There's no, like, that's part of the mod tools question from before. There's no, like, level builder. The stuff that is in the beta already is the social content. Like, you can make your own time trials. You can place down the beat LE markers. They're basically like geotags, things that like reach this if you can challenges. But there's no like level builders. The 4 story missions equal to 25% of the story in the beta. Is it also true for the final game? Like, I don't know how accurate that number is. But basically, it's really hard to tell any exact numbers about how like the beta compares to the final game. Like, you will have to see when you get the game, basically. Any hints on what DICE is going to be working on after this? Do you honestly think that you will be getting that kind of thing out of this? That would be a major scoop, wouldn't it? Nope. Not gonna say anything. Keep your eyes open. You'll find out eventually.
So what's happening?
I heard you ran into Gabriel Kruger.
Word gets around.
Yeah, look. Kruger-Sec are saying that they're gonna clamp down harder on the runners, and they're setting up those huge antennas all over the city.
Someone should clamp down on them.
Great minds think alike. I'm thinking Kruger-Sec would be rather upset if someone wrecked those antennas.
And by someone, you
There's
mean
nothing
me.
here, Control.
Hey, I do it myself, but you were always the fighter, Faith.
Sure. But let's keep Noah out of this, okay?
No worries. I'll keep a lookout from here.
Would it be possible to have a dark mode for menus? I don't know exactly. I know that they've been working on like the readability and stuff for menus and map and all kinds of things. Did I like Mirror's Edge 1? Yes, I did. I didn't work on it, but I liked it. I played it all and really enjoyed it. Why is the game called Catalyst? Well, because Faith is the catalyst for change in this pretty dark place. Shiny surface, but pretty dark underneath. Is it possible to disable segments of the HUD other than runner's vision? Yeah, a lot of people brought up like the health bars and stuff. There's ways to turn those off as well. Do you enjoy eating calamari? That is actually like possibly a quite relevant question in a certain way, but I don't know if that's why you asked it. So I'm just gonna answer it the mundane way of no, that's not a food I enjoy. Hello. Off you go. So that's an example of the kind of combat system, the stuff that you can do. That you really, like, it's quite far from what you do in the first game. You actually have control, you can toy around, you can control where your enemies end up going. Alright. So, Mischief Maker, this is the first of our security hubs. It's basically a tutorial mission for that. And the first example of the city alert. We're going into the KSEC alert state. And, so much chatter. Yes, we now need to get out of line of sight. Basically, we need to get away from KSEC. City's being placed under alert. They're all looking for me, and we're gonna run. And you can see that we get a map. It sort of tells us the activity around us. VTOL aircraft flying around trying to actually find the fugitive Faith. Will the speed abuse mechanic be changed? I don't know exactly what you're talking about there, but we do know about several abuse things that we have patched up for the final game. Like, since I don't know specifically which one you're talking about, I can't confirm anything specific. Also, I don't want to talk about specifics of abuse. Do you usually read the subreddit? I'm subscribed to the subreddit. I read it, but like I don't specifically read it, so I read whatever comes up on top. Is essentially is what I keep doing. So, main mission Savant Extraordinaire has been populated into our map, but that is actually beyond the end of the beta. So yeah, this is the main story content that concludes the beta. So we're gonna do some other stuff. We're gonna do some free roam stuff, and we're gonna do some of the side missions. Is the name Faith chosen as a metaphor or just because it sounds good? I actually don't know. It was That was a decision taken way before I was on any of the Mirror's Edge projects. Actually, let's do this run. So this delivery mission is one of the sort of side content we have. These delivery missions are basically small deliveries that you get to do in the game. Just a timed mission that somebody has a delivery, and then essentially, you know, in the first game, the runners were supposed to be, you know, a sort of undercover postal service, delivery service, whatever you like, the runners' bags and all that, but there wasn't any of that in the game, which is kind of sad. So in this game, you're actually able to do deliveries, and it's a part of the speedrun tradition of the game, so it's actually a timed delivery.
Contains a small statue which has quite an affectionate value for me. I'm giving it away, a token of sorts.
Will we wipe the leaderboards before release? Yeah, these are like beta-specific leaderboards. It's gonna be, because the fixes and stuff is gonna do. It's gonna be available when we get the game out properly. It's not gonna be appropriate to keep the times on the leaderboards. Yeah. Okay. So. This is the mechanic for delivery missions. You start out in this circle here, it's marked, and whenever I cross this little border, the timer is going to start. This is a fragile delivery. You can see that in a little icon on the top, which means I should not do heavy landings or, you know, break the thing that I'm carrying. Will I do Birdman's route, please? I've done it. I messed it up horribly. I didn't have coil unlock, which basically I should have some points. I have 2 points. We're gonna unlock the movement stuff. Basically because the combat unlocks that you get in the beginning, and quick turn. So all coil is really useful to go faster over things. Quick turn is really useful to get to places you can't otherwise get to, basically. But the combat upgrades are more that you get this early are more like become more powerful against enemies, which honestly I don't have a problem with those. So let's go.
I'm not sure he remembers what the statue means to me, what it used to signify. I mean, we were young back then. We were different people. We had
Are you excited for Dice's lineups for this year's E3? Good try.
This was before the riots, of course. Our friends died that day, and it feels like we've spent the years afterwards trying to block it out of our minds.
How do you find the bugs? We do extensive QA on the game. Whoa! I messed that up. Poor timing. I think I might actually even have messed this up to the point where I'm not going to have time to deliver it. No, it's going to be fine. It's all going to be fine. We have a QA team that's hammering. Ooh, it's going to be close, actually. 1 second. We have a QA team that's hammering the game for bugs. The beta is helping. We're finding out all the crashes and stuff. We have a crash reporting built in. And yeah, I mean, even the glitches and stuff, I find some stuff because I'm basically, I know how the systems work, and now that we play the beta, we can figure out, you know, basically stuff that seems to be that maybe it could be wrong, and then you can try it out and you find it wrong. But like finding bugs, you just play the game a lot. You try to break it. Like, take this game. It has this world, and it's pretty reasonably well defined which area I'm supposed to be in. Go try and break out of it. Go try to go places you shouldn't be. Go try to, you know, do things that might break the game, and that's the way you break a game. And then you find the bugs and you fix them. That's how basically the end of the development cycle of a computer game works, or a video game. You just try to break it as much as you can, and then you unbreak those things. Not sure if you already answered this, but I'll be able to remap keys in the full version, right? Yes. Yes. That screen in the menu just isn't in the beta because of some problems they had with it when we made the beta. But yes, you will be able to remap the keys. Who is responsible for the annoying white floating beta font? That thing has its reasons. I mean, I know it's annoying, but it has its reasons. Faith has lots of upgrades unlocked from the beginning in the beta. Is this also true for the final game? Basically, this thing that you're seeing, the beta, is the first part of the game. There's no, like... The beginning of the game is going to be, essentially... Of course, there's tweaks and bug fixes and all that kind of stuff, but that's essentially it. The reason... if we go into the progression screen, the reason this stuff is here is because it's a nice little... Like... This is a good way for me to refresh my memory if I've been away from the game for a while and stuff. I can, go in here and I can look at, oh yeah, that's how I did a shift. Oh yeah, this is how I did a combat shift. So basically this is a collection of all my skills, and yes, it's going to be unlocked the way it's unlocked right now, essentially. We were going to Birdman. And no, progress and the dash times will not be carried over to the full game. This is a beta, it's a separate thing from the game, and once you get the game, it will be like you're starting from scratch. You know what, fine, okay, we'll get it. And apparently fall off. Yeah, the thing is, you've been submit on the leaderboard, right? Yeah, sure. I mean, submit. Guys spent. Now I'm looking at chats again. Sorry. Now he spent a long time running the first game, and he's been running this game as well for a long time. I mean, basically, the reason you get somebody like Submit on the dev team is because he can help you speedrun the game, and he can help you like test all of the speedrunning aspects of it, and you'll find the ways that the game breaks if you speedrun it a certain way or whatever. He has a lot of experience with this that I don't have, and I don't have time to do that because it's not my job. Shoe design and stuff, I don't know. I'm sure there's lots of marketing stuff going on around this game, but I don't know about it. Just keep your eyes open. Maybe you'll find something. Am I a developer of this game? Yes. I am the technical design director on this game.
You're back. Remember,
how long ago did the stream start? About 1.5 hours.
No matter how good you actually are,
Archive's gonna be up later.
it's a bit silly, all this peacocking and posturing.
And yes, this is the PC.
Oh, great. Running.
And you did good time, too. One thing left and we're done.
Noah said something about a delivery.
The bread and butter of our trade. I happen to have a small package I need dropped off. You can pick it up over there.
Alright, so this is basically the sort of the small tutorial intro to the kind of a dead drop delivery. So you pick up a package out of one of these little delivery machines, and it's a time delivery. It's just like the other ones, but you get them out of this, and it's... Some of these are brutal. Some of the times on these are really, really, really hard. Like the ones in the beta are probably easier, because it's the beginning part of the game. But there will be some proper challenges later on in the game. And yeah, as with the other things in the game, it's not necessarily the quickest path to follow. Just whatever is marked in the runner's vision or whatever is marked in a dash. That's gonna get you there, normally. But it's not necessarily the quickest path. If you need a new speedrunner QA testers, hit me up. Well, I'm not hiring people for QA, so
And yes,
sorry, can't help you there.
Beatlink now. Prefer not to use it much. You never can tell.
Birdman has another side mission, so I can go back to him and do that. Oh, I should have taken the other one, the other route. Oh well. We'll go down here. Let's see. Wow. What do you do as a technical design director? It's actually a bit hard to explain in like specific terms. But basically, technical design is sort of a field in the middle, like between design and programming. I started out as a programmer, and I've sort of transitioned into design. But basically, my job is to make sure that the design of this game is made in such a way that it's possible to make a really smooth and good gameplay experience with the tools we have. So, taking the Frostbite engine, which is what we work with for this game, my job is to make sure that we make a game where basically the world is there when you're running and the missions all work like they should. That kind of stuff. But basically it means I worked with all over the game and just try to make sure that it's working as good as possible.
I try to avoid the news as much as I can. Hypocrisy and fear-mongering, all of it.
Is the world like fully open, or will there be loading screens between downtown and Anchor, for example? There are no, like, when you're just free roaming across the game, there are no loading screens.
I'm not as nimble as I used to be. What are you smiling at? Anyway, their locator beacons are still active. If you could find out what happened to them, I'd be grateful.
I'll find them.
Lots of question about Ghost. I can't give you any specific promises about
the location to your beat.
So you're the person for performance. It's kind of a split responsibility between me and even more on the technical art director. So I'm like on technical design. I'm basically responsible for the design part. Basically, there's a technical art director who's responsible for making sure the art is implemented in a sane manner, just as I am with the design. And in this case, he is even more responsible and involved in performance, and it's also like coders and stuff.
You can recover the message capsule. Errato and Thalia always were easily distracted.
My throat is getting incredibly dry. Oh, there we go. Like I said, the key bindings have changed a bit from the latest version to the beta, so I'm kind of lost in my key bindings sometimes. Couldn't find a quick turn.
Please take the message capsule if it's still there.
Dude's dark, you can't see his face in broad daylight. Yeah, that's something we've been working on. There's some glitches in this beta. That's how it is with betas. Pigeons snap around 180 when they land too. Well, that is possible. I haven't seen that. Also, not animation isn't really my field. User-generated content icons, I'm not entirely sure. Like, our user experience team does a lot of work with the map and the icons and all that stuff. I'm not entirely sure about that. Soundtrack, I don't know for sure. Let's take up this stuff while we were just running by. We have these things. They are audio logs, so you can find across the city. It gives you some lore background to what's going on in various aspects. Pretty cool.
We're almost done with the supply list. The Firebirds are lucky to
Like almost all soundtracks are available for sale nowadays from games, so should probably be, but I'm not sure. What's my favorite non-EA DICE game? I play a lot of Rocket League right now, so that has to go for me as my favorite. But I also play a lot of Minecraft, so there are many games.
Or if they were just shooting them for sport. It's hard to find ways to communicate these days without half the world listening in.
Will you be able to re-enter story-specific locations after you finish the respective missions? You'll be able to replay the story missions, but some locations are specific to those missions and you won't be able to access them outside of the missions. Alright, we found the second pigeon. Birdman's pigeons aren't having a good time. This one is missing its little capsule thing. Message.
That's not good. She was coming in from Meridian Nova. Can you look around a bit?
Sure.
Alright, so we're gonna try to track down that little message capsule. And we have this little audio ping to help us out. Let's see.
Another runner was here.
Another runner.
And here we have a ghost.
Maybe they have the capsule.
So let's follow him. Until we find it.
I found the capsule. Another runner hit it. Left a cabal mark I haven't seen before.
Well, I owe them thanks regardless. And you, Faith?
In before fired.
Now, train some new birds.
It's the sound when you pull out chips, really. The crowbar sound for Half-Life. I don't do the sound. People much more competent than me do the sound. I would assume that that's not the case. Does it sound like that? I can't remember what the crowbar sound sounds like. So going to be a kick-ass theme. I mean, you'll have to see when it comes to stuff that isn't in the beta. How many Mirror's Edge 1 speedruns have you seen? I don't really know, actually.